So I'd love to bring up next Sahsha Campbell. Sahsha is here to share a story with us. And we met Sahsha just in March, actually, when you came to our Chew on This event in Venice. So Sahsha, thank you so much for being here. Sahsha's a wellness coach, and doesn't she look beautiful, ladies and gentlemen? Come on up, Sahsha.
Put this up a little bit. Oh, all right. So you guys, music is very important to me. It's like the fabric of my life. I feel like every time I'm going through something, there's a certain song that the artist made just for my personal soundtrack. So I'm not a big fan of all the debauchery that Kanye West got going on, but his song Through the Wire feels like it was for me from 2003 or 4 till about 2009. So I decided in 2005, after gaining guardianship of my 2 nephews, that I needed a fresh start. I needed to move away. So my dear friend, who's actually in the audience now, was living in Atlanta, and we said, you know what, we're gonna move. I'm from Southern California. People don't just readily move and leave San Diego, but I'm a little bit of the black sheep. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do that. Sold everything on Craigslist, packed up my 2004 Toyota Matrix, and we headed southeast. And we got there a couple days after Halloween. And so fall wasn't kicking in, and the leaves were like pink and green and orange, and had never experienced anything like that, because in California it rains and it's sunny. That's really it. So we got settled, and before I moved, I had found a really cool 3-bedroom townhome in the middle of the city. Little 5 Points is like the Berkeley of Atlanta, really cool place to be type of place. And my nephew, I got him enrolled in a good school. And I moved there, and I didn't quite have a job, but I wasn't too worried about it because I'm the youngest, but my hustle game's kind of tight. So I knew that no matter where I went, I was gonna have a job. Wasn't too worried about it. I just knew that I had to go. So we got a fresh start, and before you know it, lo and behold, I secured a job. And we got settled in very well. So like I said, I had a couple of friends there, and then I secured another job because my family's from the Caribbean, and we don't believe in having one job. We have multiple jobs. So it's in my nature, just like them, to have multiple jobs. So I got a job in addition to retail. I was working in marketing. So I was able to meet like the coolest people ever. So the kids were settled in. You know, I saved the day by keeping the kids together and keeping them out of foster home. I bought a house. I had a job. I'm like, you know, things are going pretty good. I'm doing all right in this life, you know. What else could possibly go wrong? Well, that year, Chris Brown first came out, and he had a song called Poppin'. And I tell you, by the end of that year, things were popping like fireworks at the 4th of July. So we received a call. Well, my sister had baby number 3. But, you know, we weren't too worried about her taking care of him because she had a job at this point and she had been clean. So the fear of her abandoning him had subsided to a certain degree, until we got a call from Child Protective Services saying that we got called out to her house and there was a domestic dispute. And when we came to the house, we found drug paraphernalia and your nephew crawling in the midst of it all. So we arrested her, we arrested him, and we took him to foster home. Not what you want to hear when you're 2,000 miles away when you thought you were done saving the day. So apparently I had to put my Superwoman cape back on because, as usual, me and my mama sprung in action. What do we do? I didn't really have time to think. I'm kind of like I act first and think later, because I think if I think sometimes, I won't do the things that I really have to do, won't trust my gut. So that summer, now we're in 2007, we took a road trip. It was my friend, my mother, and the 2 boys. We decided to kind of take this road trip from the South to California to see, you know, get a tour of the country, and they really enjoyed it. So the original plan, well, we know how plans go anyways, they don't really mean anything, but the original plan was we're gonna drive back home, the kids will spend time with the grandparents, and then they'll get to see my sister, who's trying to get herself together, but my nephew was still in the foster home, so we got to go see him too, and my paternal grandfather was on his deathbed, so my mom wanted to go see her father, and I wanted to go see my grandpa before he left. So the plan was she was coming back in the summer with the boys, and I'd continue my merry old life because, you know, even though I'm a co-parent, I'm still young, single, and free, and Atlanta's the perfect place to be young, gifted, and black, so I was having a good time, and I didn't want to be a full-time parent all by myself. But you know how plans go. So the case with my nephew was getting really heated, and they told my mom, look, if you want to get a chance of getting your nephew back to Georgia with you all in a nice secure home and getting him out the system, you kind of need to stay here because there's court hearings and there's counseling and there's training, and your dad passed away, so you got to stay. So I go back to Georgia, and what comes off the airplane are 2 boys and no mama. I am officially a single mama auntie. My freedom papers had been revoked. My heart froze because it's so much easier to do something when you got a partner. But I figure, my hustle game's tight. I'm a strong cookie, the youngest in charge. I could do this. But thank the universe for amazing, amazing friends. My friend here, along with other ones, helped me when we needed to get them around. We got them around. I developed a really square routine, got them to school, got myself to work, and I was really feeling this whole domestic type thing I had going on. I said, mom's gone, but it's showing me that I'm a pretty tough cookie. I could do things on my own, right? My mom's gone, but I got my job. I got my house. What more could possibly go wrong? Well, around that time, 2008, not only were things shifting in my life personally, but as a country, our economy started to shift. And back then they gave anybody a house loan as long as you had a first name, a last name, a thumbprint, and a social security card. They gave you a loan, me included, because God knows I should not have got a home loan. But I digress. But as the economy started to shift and my income started to shift, my second job started to shift because marketing is totally based on consumers. If they don't have any money to spend, what are you going to market to? So as that started to shift, I realized I really did depend on this second job a lot. And the money is going low, and it's getting kind of tight with one income, and I can't pay my mortgage. Daddy, can you pay my mortgage for me? He's like, I'll pay it one time. I'm not sending you $1,500 a month every month. So he did that once, but after that, it faltered. I got deeper in debt. But my mom was coming home really quick, and me, cape on, got to save the day, so I had to think fast. I can't pay my rent. My second job's almost gone. I couldn't pay my mortgage, so what can I do? Around that time, a friend suggested the B word, that dirty B word, bankruptcy. And I thought to myself, well, I put my house on the market, but I only got one offer, and the bank was like, we don't like that offer. So I didn't have much of a choice. And my mom was coming back with another kid, which I really didn't think about that I was going to have another kid in the house, but I had to save the day, right? So I'm like, well, the second job is dwindling, but my mom's on her way back with my nephew. And at least I have my job. I can get another place. I'll start over again, right? What possibly could go wrong? So I was in work, and I work in retail, and I processed the checks, and I realized once upon a time the checks were like this big, what I was processing. Be there late all the time. Then the checks went from going like this to going like this to going like this. And I thought to myself, this can't be good for me. But my hustle mind was like, nah, this will pass. I'm tough. The economy's tough. This is the United States. We're going to bounce back. Everything's going to be okay, I hope. So Mom comes back, and I said, Mom, I had to file bankruptcy. Some things fell apart. You left. Your money left. Didn't know what to do. No problem. We'll be okay. So I started the bankruptcy procedures. Everything was going through. Found us a place before the bankruptcy hit my credit. See, I'm smart. I was sharp. I was like, I got this. We're good. What possibly could go wrong? Walking to work one day, Tuesday morning, never forget. And I walked in, and I felt like I heard this. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. I said, the end is here. I ain't got no job. I could feel it. So I walk up the stairs to my office, and before I could sit, boss says, Sahsha, could you come here? I just paused. Mama gone. She coming back with another kid. About to lose my house, and I know I'm about to lose my job. My second job is gone. I don't have time to worry about it. So I go in his office, tears all on his face, all in his eyes. Sweetest guy, his name was Rick, never forget him. Country. And he said, Sahsha, sorry to have to tell you. And before he could finish, I said, it's okay, Rick. I'll be okay. And he had the envelope at the desk with all the paperwork. Here, you go get your unemployment, and you can go get this, and we have references for you, and everything will be okay. So that drive home was slow. Are you guys familiar with Spike Lee movies? And he always had that scene where he was going real slow. Like, that was me driving home, like. I pull up, and my mom's like, "You're home early." She just hugged me. And being the best mom that she is, she said, "We're gonna be okay." Mama left, came back with another kid. Lost my job, lost my home. At this point, we're in a rental property, nice rental property. I said, okay, starting over again, but we got our family here. My nephew's out of a foster home. You can get material things back, but I ain't got no time to waste. Got to keep the hustle going. So at the same time, my girlfriends and I, Shelly being one of them, we turned this men are from Mars, women are from Venus type get together into a business. So we had a business where we're throwing these parties where men and women get together and vent about the problems with the relationship. So this was kind of going on. So I was able to channel my energy from losing everything into this event. And it ended up being really, really good. And one day in March, at this point I'm unemployed. I have a bankruptcy on my, on my credit. But, everybody, look at Donald Trump. He files bankruptcy all the time, I'm all right. So driving home from a meeting one day, I'll never forget, it was early March, and it was hot for March. It was really, really hot, like 80 degrees. So, the streets were popping. Everybody was out. March, 80 degrees in Atlanta. So everybody was out. Heading east on the street, I was literally 3 minutes from home. I called my mom, and I said, "Mom, I'm almost home. Meeting was great. We're about to do these big things with the business. Woo, woo. Check, okay, see you soon." I said, "The kids sleep? Yep, give them a kiss for me." So we're getting there. I'm at the light. My head's nodding. Kanye West again. "Love lockdown. Yeah, love lockdown." My head's like. And all of a sudden I hear, boom. That ain't part of the song. And when I came to, I realized I was in a smoke-filled car. And I remember looking, and a car seat was in the back, and tears filled my eyes. Because it didn't dawn on me at the time that my nephew wasn't in the car, but all I could see, there was a car seat that was tilted. And when I realized it, I still had my senses to tell a good Samaritan to grab my cell phone. "Can you get my cell phone? I need my phone." And the car was smoking. I was bruised on my neck. And that smell of the airbag that I could still smell to this day. And my leg was bruised, but I was alive. What I realized was a drunk driver hit me almost head on, hit me and 3 cars behind me. In my car that wasn't on the bankruptcy because it was 5 months away from being paid off. What else could possibly go wrong? Go to the hospital, and this fine young lady here meets me at the hospital because she's had my back for 20 years. And she's like, "I can't believe it. We were just at a meeting and you were close to home." I know. What does this all mean? See, I never took the time before to chill out, to see what life was trying to tell me. I never took the time because I was Miss Fix-It. I saved the day. I wore my cap all the time. I was trying to make everything right and keep everybody together. But after that accident, no job, no home, no side hustle, and no car. All you have is time. And what I realized, I said, what does this all mean? I did the right thing. I'm 26 years old, and I gained guardianship of my nephews, and I don't have any kids, and my sister's running around, and she gets to just do whatever, make babies and drop them off on her parents, and all of us, what? Then I paused, and I said, but I'm alive. I wasn't hospitalized. I was never on the street. Take the time to think about what this all means. So, why did I get my nephews? Well, it certainly has prepared me for this moment, being able to guide people to the plateaus of their life. Well, why did you lose your jobs? It helped me realize what I was supposed to be here doing in the first place. Not making somebody else rich, but enriching the lives of other people. Well, why did you lose your car? It was time for a new vehicle. I needed to put my dreams into a new vehicle. Well, why'd your mom leave? Because I had to go from girlhood to womanhood. So, universe, if I never told you, thank you. Thank you for everything that you've ever taken away, but more importantly, thank you for everything that you've deposited in my life, because life under any other song just would not have played the same. Thank you.